Without wasting any time, let's kick things off with a classic case of gas competition. According to legend, one day, after a particularly raucous feast, Genghis Khan decided to put his generals' intestinal fortitude to the test. He announced a grand farting contest, with all his top commanders forced to participate. Imagine these battle-hardened warriors who had faced the horrors of war without flinching, now standing in line, nervously awaiting their turn to unleash the thunder. The prize for the best fart? Nobody knows for sure. Perhaps a golden saddle, a fresh yak, or simply eternal bragging rights as the one general who could blow away the competition in more ways than one. In the end, Genghis wasn't just the ruler of men, but the king of Mongolian mischief. Did you know that the great Genghis Khan once nearly started a war over a bad haircut? It's the early 13th century, and Genghis Khan decides he needs a trim. He summons a Chinese barber to his camp, expecting to get the latest imperial style. But here's the catch. The barber doesn't speak a word of Mongolian, and Genghis doesn't speak Chinese. What could possibly go wrong? Well, let's just say that when the great Khan asked for a little off the top, the barber took it quite literally. Genghis ended up with a bowl cut that would make even medieval monks cringe. He was so furious that he nearly ordered an invasion of China right then and there. Can you imagine the look on his generals' faces when they had to talk him down from starting a war over a bad hair day? I wonder how many of them struggled to keep a straight face. But wait, there's more. Ever heard of the time when Mongol warriors got outsmarted by a bunch of donkeys? It was during the invasion of Hungary in 1241. The Mongols were practically unstoppable, their horses faster than anything the Europeans had ever seen. But when they reached a small Hungarian town, they faced an unexpected enemy: donkeys. The clever townspeople had the bright idea to tie bags of coins to their donkeys' tails. As the animals trotted around, the jingling noise drove the Mongol horses crazy. They'd never heard anything like it and refused to go near the town. Imagine being a fearsome Mongol warrior, conqueror of nations, defeated by the distant sound of loose change. How do you explain that one to Ogedei Khan back home? Sorry, boss, we couldn't take the town. The donkeys were too scary. Now Genghis's grandson Kublai Khan had his own share of mishaps. One day, after a bit too much arog, fermented horse milk, Kublai decided it was time for a ride. Only in his drunken state, he mistook a cow for a horse. Imagine the sight of one of history's greatest rulers trying to mount a very confused cow. Needless to say, the ride didn't go as planned. Diplomacy in the Mongol Empire wasn't always about clever words and strategic alliances. Sometimes it was about, well, gas. During a meeting with a foreign envoy, Genghis Khan decided to express his disdain, not with words, but with a well-timed fart. The envoy was left speechless while Genghis made his point loud and clear. Not all Mongol mishaps were on the battlefield. During one campaign, the soldiers decided to cook up a massive deer, but their culinary skills weren't quite up to par, and they ended up setting their entire camp on fire. Left hungry and homeless, they learned a valuable lesson. Maybe stick to simpler meals next time. Kublai Khan makes another appearance, this time in a rather awkward situation. While attending to some royal business on the toilet, Kublai received a foreign envoy. Trying to maintain some semblance of dignity, he hid behind a screen, but the situation was far from regal. The envoy left with quite the story, and Kublai probably left with some new interior design ideas. So there you have it. The Mongol Empire wasn't just about conquest and battle. History may remember them as fearsome warriors, but these stories remind us that even the greatest conquerors had their funny moments. Now, here's a question for you. Which of these stories would you love most? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic tales from history's lighter side.